Ah, yes, thank you very much, Jason. So now look at this one. We've got VP versus OG. Hugo, I've been looking forward to this for a long old while now.
Can't blame you.
I know we're in for a treat, and I know we're in for something grimy. Already a very, very fast A play coming out of OG. They've thrown down this con smoke, and they're running amok with it. It's a bit of a retake setup here for VP. A big flank coming in for Yakindar all the way through T-spawn. A lot of attention has got to be on him now.
Yeah, VP just always giving away the room and then stealing it back in the final few seconds. Mantu's trying to hold the window, getting double face, kick it pressure from below, and Mantu with the final bullet hits the headshot. It's a 5-on-3, and you feel like there's no way back in for VP, but that could set you off. The kit's dropped, however, and at that point the round is decided. Back in spawn, OG with an open plant, and that's their pistol round taken. VP give them a lot of room with the retake setup, but it doesn't go well.
Yeah, it's a retake setup without the retake part. That just makes it a setup.
Well, it's one way of looking at it.
Ooh, it's a setup. That's a song as well.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Banger, bit of a banger. Any GTA fans will have heard that one.
This is a banger though, Harry, right? The map was a bit spicy, a bit of Mirage, bit of dust, finishing off.
I know you like the ending the most.
Yeah,
the happiest of endings for Hugo Byron.
That's how I like to do it. Yeah, Ancient is a banger for sure. If we get there, right, maybe in 4 or 5 days, right, knowing how VP this comically slow style, I'm excited to see, how they've refined it and what they focused on during the player break. That is the most exciting part of coming off the back into a new group here with new questions for these rosters. So double cat boost or through the window into ladder. And they're going to grab the first kill. Sanji, one frag all to do on this B side. Bust is helping out. He's hit a second shot. Flames is taking risks with that right click on the smoke. And his team have come in to clean up the pieces. Good grenade. And even the smoke out the market won't give you much room to move. Flames is going to push you down with a flash in the face. Last bullet out of ammo and kick it trades.
Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. He runs out of ammo, just shy of finishing the job. It shouldn't matter. It should still be a save, right? With kicker so low, they're going to see what Yakindar can find over in the apartments. But if he doesn't get this kill, you're not going for it. Yakindar might hit this timing. Mantu just takes his eyes off the prize. And so this Apps flank is allowed to come in after all. Valde now all alone. Deals with kicker. Time starting to become the problem here. You don't have a kit on Yakindar. And Valde is going to lock the round in. OG, they grab a second. They don't let VP back into that one. It's a damn good try, considering that really, should have never been around, what with the push from Flames into the market.
Plus, Mantu gets timed there, and Apps, he just checked the flank, but, we always talk about not only the slow T-sides, but the last second retakes out of VP, and Yakindar hits this beautiful timing by tucking in the kitchen of the apartments. Doesn't work wonders. It doesn't win the round. Does do a lot of damage, and that's something that VP can look to capitalize upon. They won't reforce back in. If this was VP on the T side with the bomb plant, maybe, but instead just waiting for your guns. And OG have brought theirs to the table. Full rifles out middle. A default round out of them. VP grouped up on A with 4. Sanji just spotting that B bomb site for information. And every second that Sanji sees or hears nothing towards B, it only reaffirms Virtus.pro on this A stack. OG are starting to lean back towards it as well. Or are they? Bomb going in through middle. Leaves your options open.
Yeah, this is nice. It means if they see too many numbers in this bomb site, you just don't even go there. And maybe you don't even go there at all. What with the top con smoke going in, Alexa B lining up this pop flash to try and take short control. The bomb is going up through con, even though they've got ladder. It could still culminate in this A play. And now that they lose Nico at ramp, there's still a window of opportunity to change your minds here, OG. I'm hoping that these 2 forward scouts uncovering that the B site is clear means that bomb just hightails it out of connector.
Yeah.
And so that does look to be the decision. They bypass the big old A stack and they go into an empty B site.
Yeah, not much room for error there, right? If anything went wrong in that round, OG would have had a problem. They've got to make sure they are certainly covering the planter. Stand on his head for all it's worth. Mantu can cut off rotates, kill pistols. Yakindar, he hit a beautiful deke down ramp to get himself an AK. Maybe he'll try and get away with that. But otherwise, it should just be a nice clean round for OG. Minimizing losses is the aim of the game, knowing that VP managed to kill 4 of your players in that second round. So OG won't be hunting. They know that there's not much to hunt.
Yeah, you'll take the AK exit, right? Get out of there with that. OG up to this 3-0 start, and now, well, now this is where things are hoping to get a lot more exciting, right? Buster can drop an AWP over to James. He's going to do that right away. Money is always there to put that AWP in James' hands, because you know once he's got it, right, it's not going anywhere for a while as well. For OG, they're running what I would be hesitant to call much of a bonus round here, right? They kind of bought up very, very heavily early on, so it's just these residual Galils still in play around AKs. Jane going for a peek into Palace, and he's going to use that AWP right away. The moment it's bought out, it gets the opening kill for VP. Make it a double. Jane, being a nuisance over in Palace, has completely robbed OG of any chance of winning this round.
Yeah, good way to put the AWP to use, right? You would expect it if you're OG to just see it in the window out of the gate in the first gun round, but I imagine Spawn plays a large part of that play for Jame, jumping up Palace, and even Valde expects a bit of respect from Jame after that first kill. Surely he'll drop off apps, right? Surely he'll go back to triple. Nope. Stays on the balcony, takes down 2 with him. And this looks to be a flawless round for VP. Mantu trying to make it anything otherwise. VP have just pushed middle, so the timing needs to be kept in the back of their head. Buster's now left this position. Reinforced towards A. Yakinda's coming into clear. And he's got the info. Definitely saw Mantu there. Now everyone adjusts, everyone reacts. Mantu, even in the 5-on-1, not being given a way back in.
Yeah, it's very VP of them. You know, they never give you the room in these clutches. James just holding on, and he's going to collect that 3rd kill in the round. The hat-trick for James. That's why they give him this AWP. He puts it to good use right away. And for all things considered, right, for James, that's a reasonably aggressive start to the round, taking a Palace peak with the first AWP he dons. Yeah. I think it kind of surprised OG that they got that out of him. Even hanging about for the second, like, that's the part to me that's very aggressive about the whole thing, but he feels comfortable there. You guys, having a little look at the numbers. James, no longer the save king. He used to have the lowest deaths per round. He's actually been overtaken
by, or undertaken maybe.
Could you guess? I'll give you some hints as we try to build this up.
Let's think.
Who could it be?
Well, no, I thought you were going to give me a hint.
Oh, you want the hints right away?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Give me a hint.
He's another CIS player.
Okay.
There's your first hint.
Gambit player.
I'm not going to say yes or no, but you can tell a lot from my face.
Oh, of course. Axel. No, Shiro. What am I saying? Shiro
has overtaken Jade as
king,
the lowest deaths per round.
Never dies, just clutches. Yeah. Don't know why I said Axel. Yeah, Shiro, of course. Now that you say that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think the difference as well in that, Harry, is the fact that Gambit have had success. That is represented in the stats rather. Whereas for VP, it's been up and down. It's not been that disappointing. They had a good clone. All right, Sanji gets out of dodge, and James is right by him as well. I love a double app setup. OGC one man, they think that's all there is. But James is always there, lurking in the shadows, picking up a second. And this is similar to last round. 2 immediate opening kills with no response. OG, they're welcomed into B, but they're kind of scared out of it. 3-on-5. A very hard spot to get back into when you don't have map control as well. And so OG decide to reroute, look elsewhere. And honestly, with 30 seconds, if they save, I would not be surprised. They will have nothing in that next round. Keeping 3 guns is the only way they will have weapons. And you didn't even get to use this AWP. And VP know that better than anyone. This is the save call coming through. Yakinda taking this gun away would be everything.
Oh, but will he? No, Mantu does not want to part with this AWP. Still, you know, yeah, you get to hold on to the... I'm hesitant to call it the big green gun, because with the skin they're using, it's not.
It's still the big green, whether you like it or not, Harry. It doesn't care what you think of it. It doesn't care what it's wearing.
No.
Underneath all that skin, we're all just Flesh and bones, Harry.
Wow, dude, yeah, that's pretty deep. Okay, I can get behind that, Hugo. Yeah, the big green anyway. They get to hold on to it. I will call it that. You've turned me around on that decision.
Thank you.
So they get to keep the AWP in play, but you never really got a chance to even play that round. So that's pretty brutal as far as second rounds go for VP.
Oh,
nice little boost over the top, but
yeah.
James also giving himself a little gap here, extinguishing that smoke over in window with the Molotov.
Remember when those bins were there at top mid Mirage, and you used to do the old
the good old days when you could boost over the top of the top mid smoke.
Scrawny strats, you know, drop the smoke, climb over, no one can see you. It's like a one-way. Oh.
And I don't know anyone who was requesting for those bins to go.
No.
And yet they got the axe, like...
Well, yeah, they got replaced with the bench and middle at least. You know, there's some small positives. I like the bench and mid. I've enjoyed the self-boosting window, the options. I will say this now, because I know Valve are listening.
Yeah,
the window pixel edge is still broken, and it always has been. And I don't know if it's purpose. That's why I never really talk about it. But if you self-boost window, you've got to, like, once you get on that window ledge, you have to jump up again. There's like an invisible little pixel that's in the way. If you've ever climbed into Mirage mid, you know what I mean.
I remember when we were casting a team, they had it happen to them like 2 or 3 times in a row on these
There's no way
mid
to
takes.
avoid it. Literally
I think it was
way.
Furia it happened to like a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but
like, it might be on purpose to force a second jump, because otherwise it might be fairly OP, like, you know, just
being able to
sliding into
silent.
window.
Yeah.
But regardless, back into this round for OG. They've got a lot of space up on middle. The AWP.
AWP.
Oh, James, he gets flashed off. He misses the timing. Now they're splitting B fast. There's 3 CTs here.
Yeah, the rotations are at least in, but the pace on OG is pretty blistering. That is the bomb, however, cut loose at the front of the pack. Really not where it wanted to find itself. They need to flush out these 2 remaining players, and they are both low, so they will get dealt with. Kicker comes in with a big kill, and he wants to deny the bomb plant, but in doing so, he doesn't check close left for Alexa B. Or close right, rather. Don't know my lefts and rights, everybody. James, though, this is a guy... he was always right, even when he's left the server. Here we go. Out into the B site and shot in the back.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if they're aware of the bomb plant. It felt like the first play kicker was, right? He knew there was only so far they could go, but never moving off of the site after the plant. OG are going to be able to pick it up. That was a desperate round, right? And I think that flash over A makes all the difference. James still got this kill to Mantu. He still took down the AWP, but he could have found maybe a couple out of that round early. Instead, OG with 10 seconds left, manhandle their way through the triple B setup and get the plant. James, AWP is back. And same for Mantu. Right into middle. Yakinda's under, and he's going to try and get supported by James. Nade's going out window, and the flash is perfectly timed. Yakinda can't cover Buster, but he can trade him. Lexi B dead, Yakinda trying to get out of dodge, and they've got him trapped here, but they're not trying to keep him in. Player moves behind the boxes, but for all Yakinda knows, he could escape right now for free. Now they cross back, now they get ready to lock him in place. Notice Valdi's up in the B apartments. This entire round now for OG is just about getting Yakinda killed. And they're giving him so much respect. Not much else you can do. You know the supporting elements are coming in off Catwalk and Con.
Yeah, and speak of those supporting elements, they'll arrive now. Sanji swooping in. Finally, the guy they dispatched to deal with Yakinda is able to do good on that promise, right? Valda does wrap the lower tunnel and flush out this 1-point man for VP. But it's left him and Mantu in a very rough situation here. And unenviable position to be in. They're pretty far apart. They maybe look to set themselves in towards B, smoke in the window, hoping this forces some reposition, some way for Valde to find an opener. That bomb's going to come in through lower, and Valde is quick with his AK. Are they ready for James? The second man, well, it doesn't matter. He's nailed that opening shot. And for Mantu now, he's got to embark on a 1v2 clutch. He's going to be given room to get the bomb down at least, and a bit of time to get into CT. Does he want to follow this up with a peek? Yes, up and over triple. James on the receiving end of that one. And so it's Sanji now left to finish the job he started earlier over on the catwalk.
Yeah, Kit Smoke is the means to an end here for Sanji. He's going to throw it in CT spawn. That means Mantu can jump up if he pleases, but Molotov for the bomb. Will it land perfectly? Yes. Sanji with a tap. Now Mantu rather knows there's nothing going wrong. There's nothing that can go wrong. Perfect Molotov. Tap again, now the stick. Mantu spots it, he's gonna jump up and take the round. Lovely stuff out of OG. Mantu with a 1v2. And even though Jane was holding for the ticket peak out of connector, Mantu's very fast. Great round out of him and Valdir. Even that frag from Valdir into the jungle in that 2-on-3 got Mantu back into the round. Dinked on the corner, this one here. Peeking with the flash, very audacious. But the last thing Kickit could expect. 5-2 up now for OG. And VP out of bucks.
Out of bucks.
Yeah, E-bucks that is.
E-bucks.
Electronic dollars.
Damn. It's the great, you know, E-bucks recession.
Yeah.
21 for VP right now. Oh. Ooh, that's nice out of James.
They always make these rounds scary. The Deagles, like Kinder's Deeg, James Scout, and Sanji's got one as well. 1-for-1s, as long as OG are trading. But it goes both ways. VP will take these kills, and Yakinda gets tagged by the Ort. Mantu, careful, nice flick. Almost gets a second, but down to 20 will decide to give that up for now.
AK retrieved for Yakinda, and he's wanted to save again. He's going to try and hunt down this AWP. Or secret option C, just walk through and think that Mantu has left the Palace position. James now wants to finish the job he started with this scout earlier on. Yeah. Mantu, 20 points of health and an AWP that James wants to save.
He's like a bloodhound, Harry. AWP, I'm coming. Luckily, Nico's here to provide a bit of cover for Mantu, and he should get away with this one, James.
I've never watched Game of Thrones, but whatever Hodor was to doors, James is to AWPs, right? I just know the meme, you know?
I haven't seen it either. I've seen that scene. That is probably the only scene I've seen. Yeah. There's a joke in there somewhere, probably, for someone who's actually watched the film.
It's hard.
TV show. TV show.
It's hard referencing things you've never seen.
Yeah, we can
It's like showing up and having to give an oral book report on a book you've never read. I can't read.
No good at oral? Book reports?
I'm all right at oral. So here we go. Look, so we got a little push down through mid. Alexa B, he's just running amok with this AK, and Nico's alongside him. I like it. You've got two very, very different IGLs in terms of how they approach the game here, right? Like, James always going to be near the back. He's always trying to be that last guy alive. Well, I say that, actually. He's throwing himself into a lot of these fights early on here.
Yeah, you
but
want
Alexi's your mad lad, right? Like, this guy's just going to run through smokes. Doesn't matter what gun you give him. He's almost like a Sanji in that sense, right?
He's already done it
with a Mac-10. And yeah, this round's a good example of that. He's gone through this stairs smoke, trading out one of these players in jungle. Now, Jane is here, and Kicker is supporting. The IGL's going to clash. And Alexi burns out Jame from beyond the grave, but it's all left on Valdir. He was the guy to open up that 2-on-4, but this time a 1v3 not going to come through for OG. Virtus.pro on their way to a third.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of rounds now where OG have been caught out by fading smokes, you know, not aware of that possibility. It was flamed on short in a previous round, got caught by one checking con, and even there, Mantu, top con smoke fades. Kicker has open line of sight, freebie for him. Good trades as well, even though it was a double smoke push for OG, and Alexi does refrag onto Nico's death. James very quick with the AWP as he dies in the Molotov. Worthwhile, especially when his team pick it back up. He's been mollying window out of spawn to get rid of that smoke, and Alexi jumps his shot as he runs up the short side, dropping down into middle. Kinder will have heard that. He knows what to expect. Moving to a position where he won't be seen above the smoke. If Alexi goes through, it's a dangerous decision. Oh my goodness, no one sees anything there. Everyone's just shooting, and now Alexi trying to catch that timing. Can't escape the clutches of Yakinda. Quick kill onto Kicker out ramp. Nico smoked off now in Palace, or mollied rather, has to go back, and his team decide to jump off in the meantime. Bomb is committed though.
You gotta love what we've been getting at Mantu so far, and if he's able to keep this up, he could be that spearhead that pries apart the A bomb site. Valdir over at stairs denies the bomb denial. Sanji throwing that nade has also just given up his position over here in jungle, and Valdir's just going to taper off, just going to wait for Sanji to give this fight over. Yakindar is on another one of these ramp flanks. Oh, that's awkward, Mansu. Nail it second time around. Go on. Oh, third time's a charm. Oh, no. He's dead to Yakindar. But James also been wiped out back in CT, and so Yakindar is saving. OG seem very cognizant of these flanks, right? And it is a bit of a Yakindar classic, so maybe we need to see that switch up a little bit. I mean, he's gotten away with the kills both times he's done it, but I don't like how prepared OG are for that part of the game plan, right? Especially with, in a lot of these retakes, VP are putting a lot of onus on that flank to open it up, right? And if OG are that aware that they have players watching it, normally it's never more than one. The other guys normally aren't even open to the wraparound, right? So even though he gets this control, it doesn't really, like, you know, launch that retake into motion like you're hoping it will if you're VP.
Jamie's just begging that you can save that AWP after he took down Mantle and ramp, but he didn't want to go wide and risk it, so James on a deagle. Saving for later. Rest of his team are armed to the teeth. And again, OG, when they want mid, they have it. Even with this, you know, smoke Molly combo that James keeps doing in window, with him not there this time around, it's a free smoke down for OG. It's a lot of map control. Yakinda's back at B with that AK. And down in Edward is Sanji. Valdo, timing play, catches James looking nowhere. Kick it deep on ramp, and Buster's supporting Palace now. But that's still not going to stop OG from terrorizing this A site.
Yeah, they're running amok, but Yakindar no longer relegated to the ramp flank, comes steamrolling through the smoke, blindsides them all. And talk about a way for VP to find a round. That is crazy. Yakindar, a little more like that. And VP, they might be onto something here, Hugo. I do kind of love how this whole team is structured around, you know, giving Yakindar the space to work it. And everyone else is, you know, very, very passive in terms of how they're willing to approach it. You use the term support structure, and it does feel like he's got a very, very solid support system around the aggression of Yakindar. That's why we always look at him as like the pivotal player for VP. And the fact that we're getting a good game of him out of him right now certainly bodes well for the squad.
Yeah, especially in like a map like Overpass, right, where you have that 1-2 punch of Yakindar and Jame up on the A site, and the you know, ability VP have to, you know, set Yakindar up and just not even always set him up, just let him roam free in toilets and find those timings. Almost like Fur-esque, right, in from, you know, the old SK days, where he's just walking through toilets as the banana take is coming in and shooting 3 guys in the back. Yakindar's so good at that, and just finding a lot of impact on that top site. Plus James AWP, I don't need to give it any kind of introduction. But with those two playing together, it's a force to be reckoned with. Right now, an Eco, probably not to be reckoned with, because it's only P250s and Glocks charging out B dry with no flash. Sanji is the man for the job, and he's got a double. No bomb plant here. Sanji wants to stop that from ever happening, and he swings wide, find Alexi, no cover. Mantu's traded Sanji onto the ace. Looking for it, reload coming in. Will his team wait? No. Yakindar wants his frags, and he wants them now.
Sanji never gets the ace,
man. Oh, poor guy. He could have hunted. That's the man that Sanji is.
Yeah.
He's got a 1v1 on B. He knows if I fight with the USP, I can ace. But he still goes for the reload to not only wait for his team to move in, to guarantee the round, to guarantee 5 alive. All of those details, he's playing like a true B anchor. And
this
then
team
comes in and steals it.
Yeah, this team is just such like a unique mesh of players. That's why it's so beautiful. Like, and they all complement each other so well. Like, Yakindar is someone who needs a tremendous amount of room to succeed, whereas Sanji's like literally water. You know, like you put this guy inside of any type of container and he'll just fill it out however you need him to.
Have you ever seen an octopus get through like a tight maze, right? Like it can just like, it can like squeeze, it can like, octopuses can like squeeze into the size of a hole the size of a penny. That's no joke, Google it, look it up.
How have you tested this?
You don't want to know. Squeaky clean, kicker. This round is anything but. The bomb's going down right by his side. He could have sprayed it, he could have denied, but he chooses now to come in for the quick retake, and they're not ready for his position. 1 kill and a dink to follow up. Buster moving in off of Con. There's just no room. You're trapped in a sandwich. Bit of a Macken situation. 1v4 now for Mantu. He's got a couple though, but double peeked out as James climbs up, and VP find a 6th.
And I like it. They're looking very, very willing to fight at this VP, right? They went very, very heavy into these retake setups early on the CT side. Like, if there was ever, you know, a big A execute getting dealt their way, a lot of the time they wouldn't feel bad about backing out, you know, giving up the site, trying to play retake. Well, those rounds were never really working. What has been working is, you know, causing chaos throughout the site, dropping smokes that shouldn't be there, playing around the smokes, you know, like getting in the head of OG, making them very, very scared.
Like, that was sick for Kicker as well.
Yeah,
right? Like the fact
that was a wonderful play out of
he
it.
could have easily dropped the bomb, but he wanted more. He wanted 2 kills, and he knew the best way to get 2 kills was respect the plant, play that smoke, and he takes Flames out on bench. He follows up onto the second man in default. That was just beautiful out of Kicker. So another A charge. Pistols running wild. Kicker does die this time. That gives away CT control. Flames won't go any further. It is for CT though, so you need that real estate, and VP know it better than anyone. Everyone moving in together, and Buster mows them all down, chews them up, spits them out, and equalizes the score.
Beautiful. Beautiful from Buster. And this is great, you know, like now we're getting our supporting cast really emerging around the hot start out of Yakindar and Jame. We're getting a lot more mileage out of the rest of the crew. Kicker with a big multi-kill the round before last. Buster there stepping up. And it's left us with a very, very close first half of play. You know, it looked like OG were in a position to try and run away with this game.
Yeah.
And now, VP can win out the half.
You know, the Jasons were talking about how we need
the Jasons. I love that. Yeah, the Jasons.
The Jasons were talking about
we all
how
know who you mean.
Yeah, exactly. If I have to clarify, what are you talking about? How we need a good game out of Flames today, and he's had a slow start. Mantu and Valde performing. Mantu certainly the guy to talk about here in terms of his orb and his clutching already, but we need someone to step up. Oh, Kicker, he's gone up and over on top of the balcony. Valde with the entry, and he's low. Missed shot out of Jame, a rare case. And OG flood the site, but it's coming at a cost.
Yeah, Kindar's going to spam out a player down under Scaff. And that was the bomb that's now dropped out in the open. That's, you know, normally not much of a problem with the full smoke wall down. But with how VP have been playing, with how disrupted these smokes are, OG have had to grind to a very awkward halt. Flames has alleviated some of that pressure now. Picking up your Kindar over towards Con, it gives you a bit of breathing room. Sanji and Jame are back in CT together, and Buster still waiting with his AWP is all the way over on short. He's trying to watch for the con cross and also hoping to catch players as they aggress into this A bomb site. OG have still not gained any extra ground. It's because they're waiting for these mid players to start to gain a bit of ground.
What?
Buster, that was his opportunity. That was his chance. That's what he's been waiting for this whole damn round. Instead, it's more misses from this AW feat. Finally, Buster is going to hit it. A 2-on-3 now for him and Sanji's reclaimed one of these kills. Even odds, but the bomb ticking away. And Flames with another kill. He's been a nuisance over towards Connector. It's just Buster needing another 3K out of the guy. Oh, the timing on that nade pull. That is so unfortunate. It's close. It's neck and neck as we lean into this first series of our day. Hugo 8-7 right now. And OG just about holding on to that lead. Will it stay that way? Tune in a moment to find out.
the T side from OG in the first map of Mirage, and they sit pretty in the lead, 8-7. Feeling good, feeling fine. Thank you. How do VP feel? We'll have to wait and see. It wasn't a bad showing. I'm actually pretty happy with the level we're getting out both these teams. Maybe a slow start for certain players, especially on the OG side, but carried through by Man2, the Orb Prodigy, and at the leading of Alexi B. We have quite the series on our hands, don't we, Harry?
Oh, Lordy, yeah, of course we do. And, you know, I think it's made even more interesting by the fact that, well, you know, someone like Man2 kind of has a challenger almost in a Hades from ENCE,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Occupying very, very similar situations. And obviously we were really impressed with what we got out of Hades already. So it's great to see Man2 delivering. VP now. This is exactly what I expected out of this squad, right? They lean towards B early. Now they go all the way back through T-spawn, Hugo.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of T-spawn in this game, at least in the second half, and in every T side of VP, really. But eventually, they've got to go somewhere, and that somewhere will be the A side. Topcon smoke. This is basically OG's pistol round, except a whole lot later in the round. Coming out through ramp, they've at least allowed time for James to get set out under. He needs to get value out of this lurk, though, because already USPs are not pushed away. Flames is not scared from taking these fights. He's yet to get a kill. He'll eventually have to give it up. But notice we do not have a kit in play for OG. That limits a retake. And Nico, luckily, starting strong. It's a dangerous, risky plan, but Kicker gets it in at the final second. However, his team are falling like flies.
Yeah, it's a lot of kills in a matter of moments, but OG were the ones to win that out.
That round is like, what, you know, one of those videos where it's like watching Simple's opponents die from their POV. It's like they peek at corner and they just get bopped. That's what it felt like.
I do love those videos, though. If you make them, if you're like one of the 10 people that make them, shout out you.
Yeah.
Because they're sick. I saw a Xantares one got made the other day.
They're all gross.
Xantares' ones always feel like extra disgusting.
Yeah.
Him and Simples, definitely the gnarliest. But no, that is a very good comparison, Hugo. Look, it was so quick. I do not envy our observers for trying to keep up with that one there.
You got to be happy with the result, though. 9-7 up, pistol round, forcing a buy out of VP, and it's put to good use. Fouled it. He's been one of the other guys stepping up alongside Man2. And he's now gone from the round. AK or M4 grabbed at least. This is a very old school buy. You're just really hoping Yakinda gets value. That smoke misses on top of the connector. Not what they wanted. Now Yakinda, hell, he's got to fight for it instead. And if there were any man for the job, it would be this one, leaning in close. Meanwhile, the Glock's going B, and Nico is ready to mow them down. Should be no problem. They won't commit, because in doing so would lose the bomb and likely the round. They at least need Yakinda to lead them in. And so he shall.
Oh, well, there he is. He's the guy for the job. Yakinda gonna remove Nico's AUG, and now that's a gun gained for VP. Kickert's got it right now. I imagine that's gonna find its way into someone else's hands. But
he's going for it.
Yakinda is the guy trying to make the big plays happen here. And OG is saving. They're writing this one off. They're not attempting the 3-on-4. They say, nah.
That's a bit like sad in a way, right? Like I don't know if they knew what they were up against in terms of the Glocks.
Because they've only seen the AK, right?
They killed one Glock and they saw a P250. So it's like you don't know about the armor. You don't know about, you know, is there another rifle in there maybe? But no, that was just one gun. Yakinda gets 2 kills and OG cool it off. I mean, positions alone, that was pretty scuffed, yeah. And you know Nico's AUG has been secured as well, but damn, OG, it's a harrowing round. And all thanks to Yakinda. The worst part about that save is it's not like you even have the money to buy back in, really. I mean, you've got to buy. You have 1,500 a player. It won't leave you with much. Good shots out of Yakinda. It's all we needed out of VP. And this T side has begun.
Yeah, save it on 3 is going to tempt you to reinvest back into this one. me, there's just no moving away from how good VP are looking as a result and not getting challenged in that round there.
Oh my.
It's allowed them to bring this AWP out on Jamie. He's already gotten away with some damage onto Flames all the way back in CT. OG don't have incendiaries either to slow down an A play. They do have smokes, right? So they can replenish this ramp smoke a bit, but you know, you like to think that VP won't be deterred because of a smoke. So here they go. They're going right through it.
Lovely.
Buster with the opener. There is still one player here in the site, but they know about Nico, and Yekindar is going to spam him out. The A-bomb site is overrun by VP. And Yekindar's even hunting down these players trying to save. That's one of these guns removed. Oh, Valde will retrieve it, and he will just get out of there. He's actually pulling Yekindar away from Mantu in window. By making him commit to that chase through the market, he's kept the other M4 alive. Valde out here causing diversions, distractions, pulling the attention away from his teammates, and it's kept both these rifles looking good for now. I'm a bit worried because there is a flash on Sanji here, and I'm imagining he could look to flash in, kick out. Instead, they're just going to go for the trade game. Valde swept aside.
Run. 5 health. Should be fine. Should be. Yeah, loses one.
You think
by
Sanji don't know the exact to a meter how far he can survive?
I'm fully sure he does, yes. 1 health removed, no problem, no pressure. And yeah, Yekindar, he's not only your worst nightmare as a CT player, but maybe as a caster as well. He's always so good at explaining his thought processes of doing plays like that, finding these timings up con. Many a time in an interview has he, said, oh yeah, this may look like a crazy play, but really I'm basing this smoke walk off of X or Y or this detail that I watched from a demo or this call made by my in-game leader. And he is such a nuisance coming through these con smokes and finding these timings on A splits in this map. And right there is a great example. Comes in through con, gets the first, runs a jungle smoke. That was a bit audacious, but he knew OG was saving. And really the CT side has just been OG trying to keep losses to a minimum, get out with guns. Mantu's got his, no one else. And so while he does push through on the ramp, he doesn't want a full flank. He leaves that to Flames while Mantu re-aggroes back to A. The danger of going for like a big flank right here is if you just completely leave that A site open and then you get split from con, you're wondering, damn, why did I flank for nothing? It's like the equivalent of what we saw the other day where you push down Banana on CT Inferno and then you get mid to B split. And you're like, kind of screwed myself here, didn't I? So Mantu hangs around. He even rotates around to that B bomb site because Flames has convinced VP away from A. They know he's in spawn and they just don't seem to care. They're going to commit into what is now a stack. Or do they drop out under? Because notice Buster.
Yeah, Buster is getting this foothold, but it looks like they want to commit. Sanji's dead right away. The kicker has the bomb and is leaving the apartments alone. At which point, I mean, you can't pull this off anymore. The Flames Wrap as well is going to drop the bomb out on plat. This is feeling unrecoverable. Oh no, it's all gone wrong for VP. Buster, he's got 10 seconds to double up if he wants to win this round. It's him versus the time versus 2. And in this case, enemies are his enemies, aren't friends at all, mate. He's got to win it. And he can't find Flames. He will get peeked off the time, and Flames hunts down the last man for VP.
Yeah, I wonder what I'd love to hear the comms from that round. I bet Buster's going while he's sitting in con. Guys, I see nothing A. Guys, you're walking into a stack. It's not like that. It should have been a surprise for VP. They went back in spawn. They see Flames with the USP in T spawn, and they still eventually, it's not like they even go, oh, let's commit B quick before the stack comes in. No, they wait, they keep going for a slow round. They send a lurk up A, and like Buster's tasked with flanking market there, but VP don't have the time to wait for that flank. They've got to activate, they've got to commit, and even when they try and hesitate a little bit in apartments, Flames eventually activates. Great round out of him, full flank with the USP. Nico even took the opening kill with a P2K, and VP get eco'd, but I can't say I'm surprised.
It's a little bit awkward as well, because like when I look at this squad, right, I think that the moment you lost Sanji as like someone who is very willing to throw his life away for the sake of like information or opening up a site, right? Like the ideal scenario for him was get one traded, right? That's something like that. Instead he dies, he gets some info. At that point, like the only aggressive player you still have left to actually help you in the site take is your Kindar. And it's like the moment he's knocked out of the round as well, it looked really, really ugly. Yeah, and as you say, there just wasn't time to actually have Buster's flank play into the round in the way that you wanted it to if you're VP.
It looks silly, but you've also got to give credit to OG because not only did Flames delay his flank so long and so well, but you know they still lent into the triple B. They still put the rifle in the right place. So yeah, it's a mix of scary decisions for VP, but also very good reactions from OG. Mansu, taking matters into his own hand, dropped under, taking down Sanji with a pistol, or rather who had the pistol. Mansu's on the AWP, 20th kill, and he gets out as well, back to this A site, supported by Alexi and Flames. And he's still playing middle with Nico, locking it down. Nico with an awful off angle, not what you want to be facing if you're coming out under. But no one will. VP are going back to an A set piece. And I say that, they don't really have the utility to run and execute. Your Kinder's just got to open up, find some kills. Buster can't even flash him either. So it's going to be dry fights into this triple A setup. And then Mansu can immediately rotate out of Con as well. I'm getting a little worried here for VP. There's the entry from Kicker, but someone needs to make magic happen.
Yeah. Oh, Mansu doesn't often miss those, and your Kindar gonna deal with the AWP. He can't double down, but it will get traded by Buster. Nico, now alone in CT, is called for the rotation. He could deny this bomb plant with a well-timed peek, but he reacts too soon.
Or too slow.
Too late. Not soon enough, is what I meant to say.
He got the kill. It's a 2v2, Harry. It's still recoverable.
It's still recoverable,
It's open as well. James coming eventually through connector. Will they consider this late timing?
Yeah, they know about James. They know he was over towards B because he was throwing in fake utility earlier. But knowing about James might not be enough. Valde, while he has gotten this trade, he's going to get spammed off of that bomb. The molly burning out Kicker after his death. That is kind of devastating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. 10 to 10, Hugo. We're all tied up again.
This is a bonkers game, but I'm certainly enjoying myself. I would not want to be playing it. I would not want to be stressing with some of the intricacies of how these are falling apart.
You know I'm a real settings guy.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about VP?
All right, give me.
Well, 4 of the 5 players play with near-on identical sensitivities, all 2.2-ish at 400 DPI. There's a bit of variation on that, right?
I like that. I'm not far off.
The only exception, if you were going to guess who it would be, you know, it's Sanji.
Oh, Sanji
is the exception. He plays shockingly low. I think he's got a 1.1 sensitivity at 400 DPI.
That is low.
That is low, right? I think it might actually be 1.2, but still very, very low. So that's why he is like an angle holder.
Yeah, he's an anchor player. He's going to hold the right spot. He's going to sit in a corner. He's going to sit jail on bench for 40 seconds and then kill 2 and get traded. You know, that's the life of Sanji, rather.
Also, I found a couple of pros who have like weird DPI numbers.
Give me.
Spinks is one. He has 900 DPI, which is just an odd number to me to have it set to that.
Fair enough. Whatever you're used to, whatever gets you going at the end of the day.
James is 1600 DPI, mate. He is...
I'm not surprised. It's gross.
Yeah. Ooh, slave.
I don't know how you can use your desktop with anything over 800.
No, exactly, right? I don't understand it.
Do you what's your mouse mat? A coaster? Well, right now, VP walking into a toaster. It's going to be hot, and they're burning alive. Alexi's got a gun now, and your Kinder goes through. You can't explain that one away. 4-2, the body block. Alexi, big boots to fill, and he will be put down in the ground. 2-on-2. Nico's still here.
How have they navigated this one into a 2-on-2? I do not know. I could not tell you. Oh, the Deagle will deal with Sanji, and so James is all alone now with a Galil as his only friend up through Con. He needs this bomb. That's matter number 1. But there's even more to attend to after that fact.
Take a deep breath.
If there's one thing James got, it's patience.
Yeah.
So he'll wait for the time being, see if he's given anything. When he's not, he now starts to have that dawning realization that he's the one who's got to make a move.
Can Nico see the bomb right now? I think he can. He might have a bit of an angle on it. James could yoink, and it's very close. James gets it. Info on 1. He can make it B. He's got to be very quick, though. Smoke up Cat. It's all a bit of a fakeroo into the window. Breaking ladder. Where's he going? That's the question that OG are asking, and James needs to get past the AWP. Mantu's fallen for it. Oh, dear. Caught in CT, still hits the shot. There's no way in hell Mantu should win that round. James baits him hard with the ladder break, thinking he's jumping up through window. Was James' fastest route to the B bomb site. I am surprised he didn't take it. I guess the logic is you miss the jump and you lose the round. That's the danger. You can go either way, though. But, yeah,
this
that's wild. That's wild.
Was mental.
Big brain. That's what the B stands for. And big block in con. Mantu fully baited, but gets given a second chance. And now, oh no, OG is starting to take space. This is going to give them so much info on the B execute early.
This angle from Valde is dirt as well, but he's not going to get a chance on it. The flashes leave him blind. Him and Nico have got a bit of a gnarly crossfire set up, and with only two actually in the site, in Sanji and Kicker, this push is very disjointed here. It is a mow down.
Don't worry, guys. It's not just your matchmaking teammates. Pros do that as well, one by one, filtered out, trapped between Molotovs. I feel
so bad because Kicker and Sanji went in together as like a buddy team. They were like, right, boys, let's trade this one. Let's go.
Were they trapped by a molly? They might have been. It did seem significantly delayed.
Yekindar got out. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yep.
But you know,
bit of a mess.
The old mantra is even if it's mollied, mate, just run right on through.
Nothing to lose,
Smoke
right?
it. Someone buy a smoke.
Yeah, I won't comment without knowing exactly what happened, right? It could have been the case of, you smoke the molly and it bugs and it doesn't fully work. Regardless, it was an eco, and now we have another, and it should be as easy as the last. Sanji gets a double tap with a Glock. He's used to that gun, but it's still going to be a 13-10 scoreline where VP now have to put their money where their mouth is. But those copper coins, man, they leave a bitter taste in your gob.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, they're also dirty. Money's super dirty. Don't put it near your mouth.
Don't put money in your mouth. Ugh. Oh, I feel like I can taste it now. Yekindar out in middle. And,
he's so good at getting that opener, isn't he? He's done it, what, 3 times this map? In middle. They're gonna go B.
Oh, well, they've lost Valde, but Nico is still offering up some resistance. One tapped out by James.
Bomb has been planted.
Dead to it. Bomb now planted. And for Mantu and Alexa B, they might just have to look to save here, Hugo. Now, if you look, you'll see Yekindar's already been dispatched to try and have a little say in that save, right?
What does he say?
Really want to let it happen. Even James hunting. What? I don't believe what I'm seeing. James hunting. Well.
There's an AWP in the server.
Yeah.
There's a reason to believe, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything away. No way you go through murder hole. Alexis survives. Mantu, 25 frags right now. And impact frags as well. That's one thing to be said out of Mantu in this game. These have, an exit here or there, but it has been, clutches, opening kills, taking down James on the AWP, covering his teammates. So, yeah, a lot of impact out of that weapon. Big round out of VP, though. They come back in with a stifling pace on that B take. A stifling pace for VP, keep in mind, right? Just walking out through the apartments after Yekindar kills Flames in middle. And we still don't have that AWP for James, but it's not the end of the world. VP running some hard and fast rifle rounds, and they're back for more.
Oh, it's a little awkward for Sanji. Like, he doesn't want to keep taking this fight. The longer he had to stand there trapped by the molly, the more nade damage came his way as well. He knew that was a rough spot to be in, but literally had no other options. VP grouping back up in T-spawn. I can't blame them for not liking what they've seen over towards B. And so maybe just one of these standard A executes, right? Can't even look to, try get this AWP out the hands of Mantu back in CT. If they had an AWP, I would even envision they leave CT open, but they don't. So I think you do want to try and get Mantu off this angle. Flames, little awkward, but he's able to regain control. It's all fine. That nade open to force him out of position on the molly, but instead he's allowed to hang about. Alexa B is going to find more success down here in mid, and so eventually it does come back into a B play. That bomb leaves T-Spawn again to make another crossing back into B, and it's not gone well for VP.
Yeah, they've moved Nico away from, sitting car, sitting bench, and just waiting around on these B plays. Valde is getting a lot done with his patience right now. Never giving the opener, always coming it over and waiting for his team. Nico is now freed up to play middle and help out on the catwalk as he has been doing. So I like that short change for OG. 5-on-2, saving your guns, saving your dignity, but not saving much. Scoreline starting to get a bit out of control here. James can drop a gun if you want to buy here. Or he can save for the AWP in the next. Shh, don't tell anyone.
What do you reckon James does?
I think he saves for the AWP in the next. I think they give up 15, Harry. It's a pretty scuffed buy if they go for it. And that's probably part of what this timeout involves, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what decision you make as long as you have a plan behind that decision. So what will the plan be?
Because I'm looking at this, right?
He's dropped it.
He has dropped the gun over. I'm looking at this and I'm also seeing 3.3k on Sanji, and I'm thinking,
that's perfect.
That's an AK on this guy. Oh no, it's actually going to be a Galil for him with armor behind it. I know, I thought like peak Sanji would be drop an AK. No, drop AK to Buster, take a dig.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no,
it's like
that's
peak
not bad.
Sanji, man.
It's not bad. Cool. This is fine. No, this is good.
Yeah,
right?
you got rifles, you got 3 AKs, 2 Galils. This is similar to like one of those second round investments that maybe you get.
And VP haven't bought an AWP every time they could have bought an AWP in this T side. Like they've lent into the 5 rifles, so there's nothing wrong with this buy. Let's hope they've cooked something up in the kitchen for us, though, for this gun round.
Yeah, I think critically it just needs a little more direction here, right? It's a lot of back and forth, like kind of hoping that you find an opener on one of the sites and you're like getting whittled down on both at the same time. That's a wonderful start. Yakinda, he's been a nuisance in middle. Dealing with him alleviates so much of the pressure that VP are able to bring to the table. I think, if you were worried at the start of this round, that opening kill on this player in particular has removed a lot of your worry.
Yeah, look at Alexi and Flames' crossfire as well. Flames making noise. He just wants them to cross into Alexi's line of sight. Giving it a check, making sure Kicker's not out yet, but he is on the move and now starting to run. Buster's got the opener. Alexi can't swing out. Now they know he's here. He's shooting. He's trapped. And there's not far for him to go. Flashes from both sides. Alexi, are they going to clear this? No, he gets a freebie double up for Alexi off of Nico's flash. And Mantu's now on the AWP in spawn, holding the corner. James gets out of dodge, and he's going to try and hunt down Alexi here in the sandwich. Takes a chunk out. 2-on-2. Mantu moving back in. James now alone suddenly. He's got cover from the smoke, but Mantu, no scope. And 15 found for OG. That was it for VP. That was the round to make it happen, to keep them in this matchup. Now without it, you don't want to call GG, but what else can you really say?
Yeah, they've just got so little. And I love what Nico does here, right? Like, think about Yakinda or mid so often. He's been getting these like early con fights, early window engagements. They pop a late flash over mid. Nico peeks on the back of it. And like I say, mate, once you've taken out Yakinda, like that is the bulk of the aggression behind this VP team. He is the guy who creates a lot of the opportunities that we see them capitalize on. And he's a very, very hard guy to replace once you've lost him. This round, he's looking to give us a good example of the kind of pressure he creates. He's up in window already.
Oh, they have no idea.
And it really is just, he's been spotted and Alexi's gonna deal with him. Oh, that's brutal.
That's so sad.
And with Yakinda being the first guy to fall in both of what could be the closing rounds of this game, that's pretty devastating. He's been so able to get away with consistently finding these openers. And now when it really starts to matter, when you get into crunch time, he's not able to deliver the goods. He's been getting shut down. That's also one of these rifles cut loose. And now we look at James and we say, look, mate, you've got to do a lot of the lifting here.
Yeah, he was 5-1 in opening duels until those last couple of rounds, like you were talking about. It's starting to fall apart. Flames with another bomb is now loose, and OG can just start moving the pieces of this puzzle into the A site. And it's easy to put together. Only 2 more left up. It's feeling obvious. It's feeling done. Jame in middle, waiting. And if he walks up connector, Valde should have the shot. Mantu certainly does. And Jame, the beginning of the end. They've seen him. They've got him locked in. It's a done deal. It's OG taking that first map of the series, taking their pick and going into Dust 2. OG winning their map pick? I'm a little scared. But should I be? We'll have to find out after the break.